Hi guys, welcome back to the second edition of our reaction to this video. And
Mrs. Osho is back. Welcome back.
Ekule.
Peju, can you put that wig back? Peju, put that wig back on your head.
Why?
Peju, put that wig back. Why is it that anytime, as soon as you get home, right from the entrance, you are removing the wig?
Why? Why do I?
Peju, gbé wig yẹn padà sórí. Ṣé èmi ló sọ pé kí n máa rí irun tó ti ṣe 2 years ago? Me too, I want to see you with that wig.
Why?
Are you dressing for people outside?
Yes, I am.
So you don't need to look beautiful for me.
I'm beautiful like this.
Peju, tó bá mọ̀ pé you are beautiful like this, then start going to work like this.
Oh God.
Peju, you need to start. If you put that wig on,
I don't want to.
Peju, you need to. Otherwise, I will pack all your wig.
Emotional bullying.
Bully kọ́ ni tó bá fẹ́ pè ní bully, wàá máa lọ bí iṣẹ́ báyẹn. Right from the entrance, you on gbé wig kúrò. Why tó ń láti gbé wig yẹn kúrò? I'm asking you, why don't let you remove wig here?
Put a wig on since morning, and I will get home. I'm already having headache with the wig.
But you are not having headache. But you man here all the time, right from the entrance. Ekuleo, you are removing the wig. You are put that wig. This
you want me to take
irun yìí láti nsin bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé mi ní kí n máa rí irun tó rọ̀fì? Èmi ní kí n máa rí irun tó rọ̀fì.
You are meant to accept me the way I am.
Let the outsider accept you the way you are. Thank you. Tó bá ti lè wọ wig here, then from tomorrow I will pack all your wig. Mo follow you.
Let me be doing my natural hair then.
Má gbé lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. O máa waste scarf ni. Put that wig on.
I'm not going to put it on.
But
I have headache already. Let me. I'm not feeling good. I have.
So you prefer to look beautiful for people outside, abi? Àwọn outsider ló fẹ́ look beautiful. Gbé wig yẹn sórí sẹ́. Outside. Oui, tó bá wọn kò sọ. Outsider ló fẹ́ look beautiful, but you prefer to look ugly. Èmi náà fẹ́ máa rí wig yẹn kí ara mi máa move kí máa wò pé wow, ọmọ rẹ̀. Peju, can you put that wig on?
I'll go back.
Go back. Tó bá fẹ́ go back. Give me that. No, wá fún mi ní wig yẹn. No, I will lock you outside. Give me that wig.
I'll go back to where I'm coming from.
Peju, put that wig on.
This is harassment.
You can call it whatever. Put that wig on. So èmi ò gbọ́dọ̀ máa rí wig àbí?
Excuse me.
yes, so the woman said 4 things or 5. Number 1, she refused to put the wig on. She said, I'm not going to put the wig on. Number 2, she was like, I've been having headache since morning. I can't keep this wig on. I can't put it on because I've been having headache. Number 3, emotional bully. And 4, I'm going to go back. So what do you think about the woman's response?
The woman responded according to how she knows best to do. You cannot operate, you cannot function beyond what you know. But I would say that she was reacting. She was not responding to the cries of the husband, because the man was actually crying for help. In my own opinion, I think that the man, there was a need in the man's heart. There was a need in his being, because you can't just go and pick a quarrel like that with your wife when she's just coming from work. So there's a need that the man had, that he was trying to articulate, that he was trying to express. And sometimes a man will not, in most cases, kneel down and say, yeah, help me. But it comes out, many times it comes out in those ways, anger, all kinds of things, some men will, violence and all that, because there's something that man is needing that he's not getting.
So could it be that the man must have been giving her clues, but she wasn't getting it?
Like I said in the first video, the man must have been waving those red flags indirectly. And the woman was not sensitive enough to pick those red flags and say, let me find time and discuss with my husband, because every time we go out, he will say this kind of thing. Or when we are watching some movies, he will make this expression, and it's all concerning my hair, or when I'm about to go out, he will look at me on a way, or when I come in and I remove the wig, his expression will change, or he will make a comment, or he will make a statement. That man must have been sending out signals about his displeasure on what the wife was doing, but she didn't pick it up. So her response again was like she was not accepting that the man had a need. So it was like she went on the defensive. She was going on the defensive. You have to accept me the way I am. I've been having headache. I want this thing since morning. Now I'm having headache. You are doing. This is emotional bullying. I will go back to where I'm coming from. That was now defensive mechanism. It was not accepting or taking that man's a need into consideration. This is what this man is telling me. This is what he needs. What do we do with this? And somehow it could have spiraled out of hand, because you have an angry man and then you have a woman or the spouse who is just being on the defensive. A lot of things could have happened. They could have started to do boxing with each other, and all kinds of things would have happened, because the woman again was not sensitive to the man's need. And so I think that her response, again, she functioned at her level, but I feel that her response was not did not portray her as a woman who is able to listen to the husband's need. And also the man too could also be portrayed as somebody who was not also listening to the wife's need at that time, because the wife too was saying, I have headache, I've been out since morning. Maybe okay, you have headache, okay, you have headache, okay, let me leave you, we'll come back to this. So the woman's response was not appropriate. And again, it could be that she's coming from work, she's tired, it's been a long day, and actually she has headache. You go out, you come in the evening, you're tired. But again, that does not mean that if you have a man who is angry and who is making some submissions and crying for help, because like I said before, what that man was doing was crying for help. There was a need. But it's just that he didn't bring it out the way, he didn't bring it out, in a conducive, talk to me, I talk to you kind of atmosphere. But it was coming out in anger, because the thing had been building. So he too threw it out the way he could, or the way he knew how to. And the woman too was, reacting, going on the defensive, and at the end of the day, you will not have any resolution. You will just be, the man will say this one, you will go on the defensive, or the woman will say one thing, the man will go on the defensive. There will be no resolution, and it may degenerate into something else. So I feel that the woman's response was not the best, and the man too should have also listened to the wife, when she was saying she wasn't feeling well. And because when you're not feeling well, your ability to respond, to those kind of crisis situations will diminish, because your mind, your body is tired, so it will affect the way you respond. So it could also be that the woman was tired and she was not able to fully, take what the man was saying, and went on the defensive, and the man kept raising his voice and all that. So so both of them had their measure of fault. But I think that the woman, seeing that the man was more, because on the video it appears that the man was more angry, whatever English you want to use, it seemed that he was more, the anger was more on his part. And that is where I feel the woman should have, the response should have been a little bit different than being defensive or trying to push back on what the man was crying out for help for. Like I said, the way men cry out for help is different than the way a woman will cry out for help. And the bottom line is that a lot of time we as men, we are crying for help to our spouses in different ways, because the nature of a man does not really allow an average man to come out even to his wife and say, this is where I need help, this is where I need help. This a man, a man's ego will not allow him to do that. So it will be coming out in side comments, it will come out in one anger outburst, it will come out in you are going somewhere, one comment will just come, it will be coming out indirectly. And so it is left for the woman to be able to each time I do this thing, this man will say this. Each time I do this thing, this man will say this. Each time, there's something that is sending that I am catching it, and I think we need to. Then let's find a way. Let me find a way to go about this thing and really get to the bottom of why he keeps making this kind of comment, because he's actually asking for help. But a lot of women don't see it like that. They just go on the defensive, or they would minimize it, or just push it under, and and the man continues to build up until the day he will explode.
All right, that was a good one. So we're going to wrap it up here, and we'll move on to the third segment, which is communication in marriage, how we should support our husbands, and as wives support our husbands to talk more, and watch the part 1 here. Thank you so much, and let's move to the next one. Take care.